Hello everybody and welcome to another episode. In today's episode I am going to show you how to completely replace the rear brake pads on any Range Rover Evoque out there. So the car which I'm working on today, it's made in the year 2014, and because nowadays almost any car has an electronic parking brake, you have to put first the parking brake into the maintenance mode, because otherwise you won't be able to remove the brake pads or replace them, because the caliper, the piston from inside the caliper, because it's actuating electronically, you won't be able to push it or to adjust it inside the caliper if you don't put it first into the maintenance mode. So on these cars, the good thing is that you don't have to use a diagnostic tool, you have to use a couple of buttons, and in this way you will be able to put it into the maintenance mode and do your thing after that. Alright everybody, so to put the parking brake on this car into the maintenance mode, the first thing which you'll have to do is to press the gas pedal all the way down. So as you can see, in my case I'm pressing it to the maximum. After that you have to turn on the ignition, and then you'll have to hold down the button for the parking brake. You'll have to hold it down, and with one hand in the exact same time you'll have to turn off the ignition, and after that you have to turn it on again, and after that, when you'll see that the sound from the parking brake it stops, you'll have to remove the button from the parking brake. Okay everybody, so as you can see on the dashboard I have the error from the parking brake, and also it will say onto the dashboard, if you did it correctly, that the parking brake it's put it into the maintenance mode. So as you can see, just look right here, parking brake in maintenance mode, as you can see on the dashboard. So this is meaning that from here you are good to go. You can go ahead and remove the brake pads and push the piston back inside the caliper, and everything will be safe and properly. Alright everybody, after you finish doing the job, after you replace the brake pads or whatever thing you have to do on the car, you'll have to turn on again the brake pads and remove it from the maintenance mode. So the way to do it, it's almost exactly the same. You'll have to turn on the ignition, you'll have to press the gas pedal all the way down, and after that you have to pull from the bottom into the up position. You have to pull it and you have to hold it up. After that you have to remove the ignition and you have to put it again, and again you have to hold until the sound from the parking brake will stop, and after that you will be good to go. Okay everybody, so this is how to put the parking brake into the maintenance mode, and also this is how to remove it from the maintenance mode. So with all of these things being said, let's go ahead and replace the brake pads on this car. In my case, I'm going to put it again into the maintenance mode, and I'm going to go ahead and show you all how to replace the brake pads on this car. Alright everybody, so after you remove the rear wheel, the first thing which you have to do is to remove the caliper from the caliper mounting bracket. And to do so, you will have to remove the two screws which are going to get mounted in place in the rear side. Right here is the first one, and right underneath is the second one. The new brake pads which I'm going to install on this car are made by ATE. This is very good manufacturer, I think it's the best manufacturer out there, and if you don't put the original ones back on the car, I recommend you to try this manufacturer because you won't fail with this one. After you remove the 2 little screws which are securing it mounted to the caliper mounting bracket, I recommend you all to take a flat screwdriver and put it right here between the caliper and between the brake pad, and you have to pull it just a little bit to push the piston back into the caliper, and in this way it will come out very easy from the caliper mounting bracket. So as you can see, this is how everything is looking so far. You'll have to remove the brake pads like I'm doing right here. You have to remove the anti-rotor springs, which are underneath the brake pads. You have to remove the one from the bottom and also the one from the top, and you have to clean the area very good with a wire brush, and after that you have to use a special tool to push the piston back into the caliper. One thing which I always recommend all to do if you are working with braking systems is to remove the slide pin from the caliper mounting bracket. You have to remove them completely and you have to lubricate them very good, and after that you have to put them back, because you don't want to have a blocked slide pin, because if you have any blocked slide pin it will not brake evenly and the brake pads will wear prematurely. After you finish cleaning the caliper and the caliper mounting bracket, you can go ahead and push the piston back into the caliper with the special tool made exactly for this kind of job. And then you can go ahead and install the new brake pads back over the caliper mounting bracket and assemble everything back together like it was before from the factory. Right here I'm installing back the brake pad mounting support, or the brake pad anti-rattle spring. I'm not exactly sure how this part is called, but you have to install it exactly in the exact same way like you removed the old ones. You have to make sure that you put it in the center. You don't want to put it too much in the left or too much in the right, because it can hit into the brake disc and it can make a weird noise. After that you have to install the brake pad like I did right here, and then you have to put the caliper over them. Also, make sure to lubricate the slide pin very good like I told you at the beginning of this video, just to make sure that everything is working properly and nice how it should work. After install back the slide pin over the caliper mounting bracket, I recommend you to take a piece of towel or a piece of rags or something like that and wipe out the excess of grease which can come out from under the boot after you install it back on the caliper mounting bracket. Like I'm doing right here, as you can see, I'm wiping out the excess of grease, and now everything is clean, everything is ready to be installed back on the vehicle. In this way no grease can get on the brake disc or on the brake pads and make your brakes not work like they should work. And as you can see, everything is installed and mounted properly on the brake disc and also on the caliper mounting bracket. And from here, the next step which I'm going to do is to put back the caliper over the caliper mounting bracket. I'll have to tighten everything back together, and most likely that's it. Alright everybody, so as you can see, everything is mounted back on the car, everything is cleaned and ready to go. I will go ahead and do the exact same thing on the other side. I will mount everything back together, I will finish the job, and after that I will come back to show you all exactly how everything is looking and how you have to disable again the parking brake maintenance on this car, and after that you'll be ready to go. Alright everybody, right here as you can see, I finished the job. I cleaned the caliper, I cleaned everything. I also cleaned the hub and applied some copper paste over them because this is what I like to do. I want to make a very good job for the client and also for me. And as you can see, this is how everything is looking so far. Right now I'll go into the car and remove the parking brake maintenance mode, and after that the car will be ready to roll on the road. One thing which I recommend all to do after you finish a job like this is to go into the car and press the brake pedal a few times until the piston will touch the brake pads and until the piston will create some pressure on the braking system and the brakes will work how they should normally work. So as you can see, right now I'm removing the parking brake from the maintenance mode like I showed you at the beginning of this video. You have to press the gas pedal all the way down, you have to pull from the parking brake, you have to turn on the ignition and turn it off again. And after that the parking brake will be applied like it normally should be applied. Alright everybody, so as you can see, the parking brake maintenance mode is disabled. From here you can work with the car, you can put the parking brake in the exact same way like you did before. Everything will work like it's supposed to be working from factory. So as you can see, on the dashboard I have no errors with the parking brake or something like that, so everything is good to go. Thank you all for watching. This is how to replace the rear brake pads on any Range Rover Evoque, doesn't matter which year it is. If you like this video and found it informative, please leave a like and a comment down below. See you next time.